good evening. We will now take you live to Donny Sheepshag, who is currently outside the Beef Pot Pies conference room, awaiting the arrival of their manager, Ben Archer. Good evening, Donny.
Good here, Philip. You were at Beef Pot Pies Football Club, and Ben Archer's about to come out and give a press conference, I believe, and well, even he comes right now. We do have a couple of supporters here that might get a little bit rowdy, but oh yeah, they're giving him the booze right now, and he's not too happy. Oh no! Oh, you really want to edit that out at home. They're calling him a wanker. Oh no, he's not even getting to the stage. And they're throwing fruit at him, and they're throwing everything else at him. Oh, now they're telling him he's going to get sacked in the morning. Oh, this is terrible. What disrespect. Oh, he's just taking it. You might as well call him. He looks like Polo de Canny. I was telling him to keep their chin up and all that, hands on hips, but they're not buying it. Oh no, he just got hit in the face with an egg. Oh, security's going to have to step in right now. Yeah, they got a wall of security up. Yeah, they're giving it to him hard there, Philip, and it's a terrible thing to see, but the results lately just haven't been up to par. Oh, now they're applauding. A couple of them have been kicked out. They're kind of all gathering by the door. Yeah. Anyways. Oh no. Oh, now they're singing about Luis Suarez. A sore point with the Beef Pot Pies fans. They weren't able to get him in this season, and now he's just vaping up the arse, and listen to him go. Oh, Ben Archer just stormed out. We don't even know if we're going to have a presser now. Security to be lenient. They're letting them sing their song, but they've got to get out. We got things to do. Oh, Ben Archer's storming back to the stage right now. Let's see what he's got to say. You lads done? Hey, get out. Just can we get them out of here? They surely have better things to do on their Sunday, right? Yeah, you got out your system. All right. Now can we get on to some serious business here? Security, get them out of here. Come on, get them out. Hey, you know what? I'm not getting sacked, all right? No, I'm not. Yeah, sacked in the morning. Yes. You know what? Get them out. You know what? Fuck this. I'll come back when you're going to okay? Let's get a little order in here, right? Oh, he's just left again, Philip. I guess we're going to have the presser, but once the yobos are gone. Alright, is this something we can go to in the studio?
Yes, I do believe we actually have an audio of the owner of Beef Pot Pies went in and talked to the team after their disgraceful points performance this week. Let's roll that, shall we?
That ain't worth a fucking shit. Do you understand me? That is fucking terrible. That is fucking horrendous. Horrendous. That is the most fucking embarrassed I've ever been in my life, having to walk around that fucking scoreboard and look at those other fucking coaches. God damn it! Fuck! Every fucking one of you was recruited here to do a job and to perform. And you fucking put the time in and you can't perform. We fucking work double what any fucking other team out there works. Double! And we don't get fucking shit out of it. Waste my fucking time. The goddamn state mid-ams this weekend. I could have fucking played golf all week and played in that. But no. I gotta fucking go up there and watch that bullshit. It's like watching fucking paint dry. My dad looked at me and said, "Why the fuck are you recruiting these kids? What the fuck is that? God damn it. I'm ready to lose my fucking mind. There is no fucking helping you. It's fucking not a big deal, though. It's not a big deal. It's just fucking hunky-dory. You will not have a fucking day off. You fucking don't deserve shit. Fuck me. You got two options. One, you can fucking get better and perform. Or two, and lay a fucking egg, and what you're about to experience the next week will be from now until fucking May. Because, goddammit, nothing comes without hard work. Nothing. Fuck. Fucking unacceptable.
Oh, there's some strong words there from the owner of the team. We just got news that the press conference is going to be called off, and Ben Archer's just going to talk to the fans and the supporters and the stockholders and the owners through a live video feed. So we're gonna switch to that when it happens. Let's go back to you in the studio.
Oh, thank you, Donny Sheepshag. Yes, beef pot pies this season have not been doing terribly well. They got off to a great start with 78 points in game week 1, but have slowly slipped down to the 1,400,025 307th position. Okay, yes, we're getting word that Ben Archer is ready to address. Yes, the feed's running. We have it. Okay, let's go to that right now. Okay. Good evening. My name is Ben Archer, and I am the manager of Beef Pot Pie's fantasy football team. Now, I know we have many disappointed fans out there this season, as we are the current reigning champions of the mini league, and I would just like to address a couple of things right off the bat. First of all, I deserve more respect than what I received outside in the press conference room just now. I wanted to come out, say a couple of words, reassure the team and the fans, the owners and the stockholders and everyone involved with Beef Pot Pies that our season is about to turn around. We have all the pieces in place, but there always has to be some rowdy people that always have to have their say and have to ruin it for the rest of us. On a personal note, I highly suspect that those people that were chanting that I'd be getting sacked in the morning, and those with the very inconsiderate Luis Suarez chants, were probably fans of Archer's Arrows FC, the current leaders of the mini league. Now, I would like to extend a heartfelt congratulations to one Mr. Robin Archer for currently sitting atop of the league. He has an outstanding team with some outstanding players. However, I believe his supporters are a little bit overzealous and are getting a little bit ahead of themselves. It is only game week 11. We now have an international break where many decisions have to be made. Yes. Now, first of all, I would like to apologize to the fans and the supporters, the owners, and everybody else involved with this club. To simply say that, yes, things have not been going well so far. And if you take a look at our game weeks 1 through 11, you can definitely see that we're not having the best time. Now, I would like to just slowly, well, kind of quickly, but talk about how we started the season after the preseason. And then we're going to go through the decisions, the transfers, and other items that led us up to the current point that we're in. I would just like to say that in all the leagues we are currently underperforming. We are currently 4th in the Fantasy Premier Cup, and we are still sitting in an abysmal 4th place in the Champions League head-to-head. Now, at the beginning of the season, I did a lot of scouting. Me and my squad, me and my assistant coach, Mr. Kaiser, scouted a lot of players. We watched many of the preseason tournaments, including with Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Everton, Tottenham, Chelsea. We took a look at all the players. Took a look at our team from last season, which was very impressive because we ended up winning the league. Not comfortably, by a slim margin, but you can also factor in that I made an awful managerial decision last season to not play Romelu Lukaku in the last game. When West Brom and Manchester United drew 5-5, I kept him on the bench and he scored a hat-trick. However, game week 1, of course, was a difficult week for everybody, especially my coaching staff, because we started off
in very unconventional fashion with a double game week. Now for game week 1, we had Chelsea and Aston Villa, each playing 2 games. Aston Villa played Arsenal, and they also played Chelsea, and Chelsea played Villa, and they also played Hull City, recently promoted to the Premier League. And so I took a look at our options, and John Terry was a shoo-in, and so we gave him the capo. First game of the season, our team looked pretty good. We had some players from last season. We had a Leighton Baines come back, Oscar, Coutinho, Sturridge, all good picks. Some of the other picks we chose that week were Ben Foster, reliable goalkeeper, Pablo Zabaleta, Ramirez. We took a punt on Tonev because preseason scouting pointed him to be a very, very, very astute signing for Paul Lambert's team. We also went with, like I said, Daniel Sturridge because there was no Luis Suarez at the time, so he'd be the focal point of the attack. Olivier Giroud, also for the same reasons. And we recruited Roberto Soldado from Tottenham. Now the first game week went pretty well. We captained Terry for 20 points. Leighton Baines only got 1. Pablo Zabaleta had a clean sheet and an assist and some bonus points, which was very good. And Oscar also pitched in with a goal and some bonus points first week. Coutinho, Ramirez, Tonev underperformed, but our strike force of Sturridge, Soldado, and Giroud did very well, 6, 9, and 8 points altogether. And so for that week, we ended up in the 420,000 range. And then we moved on to game week 2. Now, we had to get rid of Foster, obviously, so we bought in Baruch, which was a very good signing if you look at it now. We also had to bring in some other players. One second, I'm having a little bit of lag here. Can you still hear me? Okay, studio says they can still hear me. Yeah, for game week 2, we dropped Ramirez for Barkley because we didn't want to have 3 Chelsea players coming up for the second week, and we dropped Tonev for Houlihan once it appeared that Tonev wasn't going to get starts. And so for that week, our lineup was Baruch, Terry, Baines, Zabaleta, Houlihan, Barkley, Coutinho, Oscar, Sturridge, Soldado, and Giroud. Again, our front line did very well. Sturridge with 8. Soldado got a goal, albeit from a penalty kick. We captained him for 14, and Giroud also scored and got some bonus points. So 8, 14, and 8 from our forward line was great. Midfield, once again, underperformed. Oscar, Coutinho, Barkley, Houlihan, not very well. Baines came in for a clean sheet and some bonus points. And John Terry again was a solid point. Our bench this time was Noble, Dawson, Olsen. We thought we did very well for that week. And then we started to run into some trouble. And it started to appear that the forward line, even though my forward lines were doing well, the fans were very comfortable with Sturridge, Soldado, and Giroud. We started to see signs that, Roberto was only scoring from the penalty spot and wasn't very good from open play. Giroud, Arsenal's fixtures weren't terrible, but he was performing because he was the only, possible forward. And like I said before, Daniel Sturridge also for Liverpool. No Luis Suarez at that time, so he was getting plenty of points. And there was no big midfielders hitting at this point in time. Then game week 3, we saw that Houlihan wasn't a very good pick. So we put him on the bench, and we also decided to bring in, we got rid of Olsen for Collins from West Ham. West Ham were looking very good defensively. Oscar for game week 3 couldn't play, so we had to bench Terry and have no Chelsea players. So our starting lineup for the third week, which was totally understandable, we brought in Collins, who was playing Stoke at home. Baines again with another clean sheet and bonus points. Zabaleta again, clean sheets, assist, bonus points. But once again, it was the midfield that let us down. Noble, Barkley, Coutinho, Silva, terrible. And again, Giroud
Sturridge, but Soldado didn't deliver. So our forward line was still looking good, and our defense was still looking good. There was no need to make any decisions. Then came game week 4. And I got lots of emails, lots of texts, lots of tweets, lots of recommendations from many pundits and all over the internet talking about that we should play our wild card during the international break to catch some rises and make some money. So after a whole bunch of wheeling and dealing, as a coach, I take full responsibility for what happened the next game week. I decided to take some punts. We saw Man United versus Crystal Palace. Terrible team at the time, Crystal Palace, and not that they're any better now. And so we made a decision to bring in Johnny Evans. We thought that either Vidic or Rio Ferdinand would not be performing, and they weren't. So we brought in Evans. Looked like it was going to be time for him. Nani, who had just signed a brand new contract, 5-year extension, thought that he might play. And then Danny Welbeck we were going to bring in. And we did, and none of them started. Welbeck was injured, Nani didn't get any time, Evans didn't get any time. And so, we fielded a pretty solid team. Giroud, once again, performed. Soldado did not, with his captain's armband. And this when the bad captain's decision started to come. I believe that I did keep it on Roberto Soldado too long. And even when which we'll get to later, the accidental capping of Soldado over Leighton Baines was the first time I started to hear the calls for my head. Because if you look at the midfield again for game week 4, Coutinho 1, Oscar 1, Ward-Prowse 1. Ozil did come in with an assist and a bonus. That was decent. We did just get Mesut Ozil in. We watched the transfer window. Silva was injured, so we bought in Ozil. Dawson did well. Jenkinson did okay because Sanya was injured. We bought in Kolarov for Zabaleta to save some money. He got a clean sheet and some bonus. And we decided to get out Baroque and bring in Mignolet because he had some clean sheets. Little did I know that when I bring Simon Mignolet in, that would be when Liverpool's clean sheets dried up. And I personally blame the coaching decisions of Brendan Rodgers to bring in Kolo Touré as the the reason that the clean sheets dried up. And so game week 5, we had to repair from the wild card which we wasted, so we had to take a negative 12-point hit. And this is where things started to go wrong. We could have had a blowout week. 66 points total. Mignolet was great, Dawson great, Kolarov great, Oscar great, Ozil great. And this is the first week that all the forwards didn't do anything. Soldado, captain again, 2 points, because he got a yellow card. Sturridge, 2 points, Giroud. And of course, my first bad captain decision of the season, I went to bed with Baines as captain for game week 5, and Soldado was vice captain. I woke up super early, got scared, changed the captain to Soldado, put the vice captain on Baines, and that was when Baines went and scored 2 free kicks, so I missed out on an additional 16 points. Yep, and so that's pretty much where it all went downhill for our team. And so yeah, if you look at the leagues and look at our game week history, from there it just slid down and down. After game week 5, the mess up with Baines, we went up to 240,000 in the league, and after that we just dropped slowly, 50 points, 41 points, 52 points, 60 points, 31 points, another 31 points this week, which leaves us like I said, in the 1.4 million bracket. We're about 50%. 50% are better than us right now, and 50% are worse. But in the big boy league, the Fantasy Premier Cup, we are doing absolutely horribly. If you look at the current situation, we've got Archers Arrows FC on 629 points. Another great week for him, 66, with the captain of Luis Suarez saving everybody's ass, which I'll get into Suarez and Aguero in a little bit. Cornwall FC is 562. Sucks to Suck, 526. And also Beef Pot Pie is now in 4th place with 526. Right behind us is Swindon Stranglers, who had a great game week with Robin Van Persie and Wayne Rooney in the same team. And some Blackness team is bringing up the rear.
I'd like to mention right now, we did have one team drop out because of a crybaby hissy fit, I believe. So Emily's FC is currently out. We would like to see them back in the league, but big boys league require big balls, and if you don't have big balls, then you shouldn't really be playing. So currently down to 6. Now we can, as a manager, I take full responsibility for the decisions and the lineups for each season, for each game. However, I would like to address bandwagons and punts for a second. The big hitting midfielders. Let's just take it. Over 11 game weeks, not recent form. Over 11 game weeks, we have seen not too much from players such as. Well, we've seen inklings, but no consistency between the big hitters like Silva, Oscar, Hazard, Coutinho, Ozil, Kurzola, Ben Arfa, Kagawa. Many high-priced midfielders aren't performing on a regular basis. 1 week it would be Ozil, 1 week it would be Oscar. But we have a lot of players such as Aaron Ramsey, Ravel Morrison, Ross Barkley, Ward-Prowse. Mid-priced midfielders which have been doing well on a more consistent basis than some of the big hitters. And many players in Fantasy Premier League like to jump on, flavor of the week. And many of these flavors of the week, even though they are performing, such as Aaron Ramsey, such as Yaya Toure, such as, like I said, Ravel Morrison, and the latest one, this Januzaj Jizz Train, or whatever his name is, for Manchester United. He scores 2 goals when Manchester United are doing pretty shitty, and all of a sudden he's in everybody's team. That was the same with Barkley, and everyone's always looking for budget midfielders, and so they can splurge on amazingly priced forwards. And then when we get to the forwards, we can see that obviously the highest owned and the highest captain at the start of the season was Robin van Persie. 14 million to start, way too much for my team to ever bring him in. And with injuries and all that, people have to look for other options. And the other options over the past couple of game weeks have been Sergio Aguero and Luis Suarez. We at Beef Pot Pies, as you know, have a gentleman's agreement with the other members of our mini-league not to get the same players as our opponents in the league, which is, I think, a very nice way to play Fantasy Premier League, but that also means you have to go out and look for differentials for different game weeks. And so, as of right now, Archers Arrows FC, I beg your pardon, have Luis Suarez. Cornwall FC have Sergio Aguero. And if you look at our league, number 1 and number 2. Now, I have had Daniel Sturridge for most of the season. He's trained well, he's played well, but since Luis Suarez has come back, he's been kind of a bystander. Luis Suarez has been scoring the goals, and Sturridge occasionally chips in with an assist or a goal. And I'd just like to tell the fans that there's nothing that we can really do about what other teams choose to do. Some teams like to get punty and like to take, cheeky risks every week or so. And like I said, chase the flavor of the month, which is totally fine. You have to get the points any way that you can. But part of my job is to try and counteract what other teams have done and try and have the best team possible. And even though we have had red arrows everywhere for the past 6 weeks, taking a look at our team right now, the points we got today, absolutely terrible, absolutely horrible. But I have to say that looking at our team, it is very, very, very complete. Our squad, Burke in goal with Lewis as our backup keeper. He doesn't get any time, but we had to save some money. Our defense of Michael Dawson, Ashley Williams, Nathaniel Klein, Leighton Baines, and Alexander Kolarov, I believe is solid and can be rotated between a 3-4-3 and a 4-3-3 at any time. to accommodate certain players. Our midfield is now Felipe Coutinho, Oscar, Mesut Ozil, Steven Pienaar, and it was Amel Furtado, but we've done one transfer this week. I'd like to inform the fans that we did Amel Furtado to Ravel Morrison to free up some cash, and we like West Ham's fixtures. And our forward line of Javier Negredo, Romelu Lukaku, and Daniel Sturridge, we believe will do us very well in the future. And if you look at our team, we have great players. Felipe Coutinho, Oscar, Ozil, Pienaar, players that can perform at the highest standard and should be doing better than they are. However, we're just waiting for those big hitters to happen. And I would just like to also tell the fans that we won't be taking any more hits this season. It will only be one transfer per week, or hopefully 0, so that we can save up free transfers. And if we take a look to, we have the international break coming up, and I also want to do the Morrison transfer to get the price rises out of him, if in case we have to sell him at some point. I'd like to have another 0.0, a 0.1 in the bank. No planned transfers yet for big guys we're looking to get in. Team for game week 12, which is actually the start of the Pall Mall Cup. This is how we will line up. Burke in goal, even though he's away to Arsenal. Don't really have any other choice. We're starting Alexander Kolarov versus Tottenham. Ashley Williams versus Fulham. Leighton Baines for the Merseyside derby versus Liverpool. Steven Pienaar will also feature in the derby for Everton versus Liverpool. We feel that it'll be a high-scoring game. Pienaar may get an assist or a goal. Felipe Coutinho in the same fixture because we believe that his work effort and his shots on goal will soon produce points on the field. Oscar is Jose Mourinho's favorite player, and he plays the number 10 role. Oscar is severely limited in what he can do on the field as of right now because Fernando Torres and Samuel Eto'o are shit, and they don't know how to hold a ball up, and so most Chelsea attacks fail unless they go down the outside first. Mesut Ozil has Southampton at home, but we believe that we've invested heavily in Mesut Ozil, and with the return of Theo Walcott soon, we believe that we will start to see Mesut Ozil's points come back on the field. I mean, Arsenal have had many injuries this season, and we believe that once Walcott, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lucas Podolski, and Per Mertesacker are back, and they have a full-strength squad, Ozil will start to deliver the goods. And he also needs a rest, which will be good for the game week, because Germany play England, so that'll be an easy-ish game for Germany. Romelu Lukaku will be our captain on the forward line versus Liverpool. He's gone too long without a goal, and we also believe that it's time for him to step up to the plate, and so versus Liverpool seems his best option, high-scoring game. Daniel Sturridge versus Everton will also start. He's in the shadow of Suarez, like we said, but it is highly likely, high-scoring game, that he'll get a goal. And to counteract what Man City do offensively, and seeing as Silva is out, and I don't like Samir Nasri, I can't get Yaya Toure, and Fernandinho is shit, we're going to keep Javier Negredo to see if he can either get some assists for Aguero's goals or score goals from Aguero assists. First substitute will be Ravel Morrison, our new transfer in. May take a look at that after the international break and see if Morrison or Pienaar should start, looking at some team news. Klein will be our second because he's away to Arsenal, and Dawson is our third because he's away to Manchester City. Once again, I would like to thank the board and everyone for their time and their patience, and just remember that there's 27 weeks to go. We have the January wild card up our sleeve, and hopefully we'll have winter double game weeks to where beef pot pies can skyrocket back to the top of the league and bring home the silverware for our supporters. Once again, thank you for your time, and good night.